Hold on. All right. Okay. Okay. Now back to what I was saying. There's a question here. All right. I'm doing that already. So back to this. When you see something like this, you have equal lows here. You have equal lows here. Then what happened? The market just went down. Then the next candle, bullish move. Right now, you can actually see a lot of candles here. So to actually filter this chart, to actually see the candle that actually started this whole move to the downside, most times I switch between time frames. I want to see a very clear candle that went the opposite direction. I don't need to see choppy candles. I need to see a clear candle, just one candle. I don't need to see plenty candles. I just want to see one candle clearing the previous low, and the next candle is an engulfing candle. All right. So something like this, we spotted these levels on the 1 hour time frame. You can see how price respected this area. Then what happened? The candle that went down to clear out these lows. Then the next candle was a bullish candle. Now you come here and put the line on the body on the wick. Wick body, 50%. Wick body, 50%. So you can see how price went up and what? Came down, mitigated out of this sell position and went back up. So these points are your sniper entry points. These points here, sniper entry. You see? Sniper entry. So if you're actually using the stop loss, this is where you put your stop loss, just below this place. This is where you put your stop loss. This is where you put your stop loss, just below this candle that went the opposite direction. So which means you are actually risking less to gain more. This is actually 50 pips. 50 pips. You are getting more than that. The minimum is usually 1:4. 1:4. Risk to reward, 1:4. The minimum, 1:4. So we've actually spotted this out. I'm still going to show you how to spot these FU candles within a range. Most times, they don't actually take out these lows like this. Most times, it happens within the candles. Now, how do you spot those ones out? Let's move over to, so we can see that this one has been, they've actually closed off this position. And this one too, they are actually closing off this position. So there is news that is coming up by 1:30. So anything can happen, but we don't know if they've actually closed off all these positions here. But you can see how price reacts whenever it gets to this position. There is always rejection whenever the market gets to those points. Whenever the market gets to those points. So those are just institutional candle. People call it FU candle, but believe me, I don't even know what the F and the U stands for. But most people call it order block. People call it smart money. People call it institutional candle. Whatever. They are all the same thing. Any candle that takes out the previous high or hunt stop loss, most times you take a trade and the market goes against you just to take out your SL. Then all of a sudden the market starts going towards your direction. What happened there? That is smart money. You can call it FU candle, institutional candle, whatever you want to call it. All right. So let's go to GBP card. Let me give you let's go to GBP card. GBP card. Sorry. All right. Before that will happen, let me show you USD JPY. Something like that happened in USD JPY. That was last 2 weeks. So you see this candle that actually went to the top side and then the candle closed below here. Let's close this off. All right. So you can see it cleared the highs here. Cleared the highs. If you want to switch to 4 hours to actually see what happened, you can go to the 4 hours time frame to see the candle that started that move to the top side to clear out this area here. These are stop losses. What is actually placed here are people's stop loss. People that are already selling at this point. So what happened? You see this candle went up, what happened? Closed below this candle that went the opposite direction. So this is where you put it at the body and on the wick. So you can see, I actually took this this trade that was last 2 weeks. This one here. Immediately this candle closed. You see the mitigation point. The candle came back immediately. You see, body, sniper entry. This is your point of entry. USD JPY. Point of entry. You see? How many pips draw down? 4 pips. 100 and something pips. So I'm still expecting that reaction again because you can see USD JPY is coming back to that area again. It's coming back to this area again. 10100 mitigation point. You see, it's coming back to that particular position again. So you can actually see how these FU candles can be spotted whenever the market moves to clear out a previous high, which is here. You can see resistance here, resistance here. You can see price rejecting. It's already giving you indication that this market is actually going for the sell. Most retail traders will start selling at this point. They will put their stop loss above. Then what happened? The market went up, clears out the high, and what? Most times it even activates the buy stops because you know how retail traders most times you place your buy stop here. If this market goes above this point, then which means this market is going up. So at the same time, they are capturing liquidity both sides. There are people actually selling here. They put their stop loss here. The market goes up, takes out their SL. There are people that set buy stops here. Whenever the market gets to this point, the market will continue going up. What happened? They capture their buy stop order, and the market does what? Goes down, hits their stop loss. That's already taking out the stop loss of people that are already selling here, and also taking out the stop loss of buy stops. So you can see how this market moves. So this candle here is my FU candle, right? Closes below this particular candle here that went the opposite direction. So you put a line on that candle that went the opposite direction, on the wick and on the body. The market comes back to that place to mitigate. That is close off their buy positions because they have to buy to sell. That is how they do. They have to buy to sell. So you can see your sniper entry points. At this point here, you put a line on the body and on the wick. On the wick and on the body. So you can see that price is coming back again. USD JPY is coming back to that point again. Mitigate. They want to mitigate out of this position. They want to mitigate out of this position. So that being said, let me also show you other. You have to practice this. Just go to your chart and just spot these things. Spot these equal highs, and what happened? The market goes that to clear out the equal highs, then goes the opposite direction. Those are your points of interest in the market. You have to pick those points in the market. All right. So let's go to let me go to GBP NZD. I actually traded off smart money. The GBP NZD, that was this week. So okay. Okay. So let me also show you how to spot this out on the within. All right. So I'm actually seeing a smart money play here, right? So I just have to wait for this candle to close above here. I'm actually seeing a smart money play here on GBP NZD. I'm actually seeing a smart money play here. I can actually spot one here too. Can spot one here. All right. So you just have to practice these things. You just have to practice. These candles they are actually placed where you don't actually know that is what they are doing. This candle here is a smart money candle. You can see this candle that closed down here, went the opposite direction. This thing happened almost on all GBP pairs. So you can see how price is just coming back here, mitigates out of their position, and what they are sending price back up. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Now see, this one happened September 16th. I seen how many weeks it took. Now you see they are back to this particular position again. They are mitigating out of this sell position, but remember they have to sell to buy. They have to sell to buy, or they have to buy to sell. So you can see how price came down here, closed off this position, and is going back up. So this is another new FU candle that is being created here because this candle went the opposite direction. So I just want to see something like this. If this candle closes above here, then I'll put another line here. This is just how I trade. Like, this is how I trade now. This is how I trade now. So if this candle closes above this particular place, bullish move, bullish candle, closes above this particular place here, this is another point of interest for me. This is another FU candle for me because right now they've closed off this old position. They're actually going up again. So we are actually seeing another one here. So if this candle now closes above this particular candle that went the opposite direction, all right, if it closes above here, what am I waiting for? I will just put a line here. I'll put a line here. I'll put a line just above on the body and on the wick. So you see, if this candle closes above this guy here, this bearish candle, if this candle here closes above here, something like this, just hold on. If this candle closes above, hold on, green. Hope you guys are following what I'm saying. Please, if you're following what I'm saying, can you just put a 111 on the chat box, please? If you're following what I'm saying, can you put a 111 on the chat box? Let me know if you get what I'm saying. All right. Okay, so this candle here, I want this candle to close above this place here. So you see, you have to wait. You don't just jump into trades. You have to wait for this candle to close above this point here. Okay, 111. All right. Okay, so now this is what is happening right now on GBP NZD. So we just have to wait for this candle to just close above here. Then the next candle that is just coming back as if it's coming to test, like break and retest, something like that. So if this candle closes above here and this market goes up and comes down, this is my sniper point here. This is my sniper point, this point here. If this candle here closes here above this place, the next candle that is testing this particular candle here, this red candle that went the opposite direction, that is my entry point. That is my entry point. Well, for some people, there are people that actually spotted out this FU candle before now. I actually did that on GBP CAD and GBP USD. I've actually closed off that trade, taken out my 40 pips, and I'm out. So you actually, this call is about to end in the next 10 minutes. So you can see this candle here that went this direction here. This is my FU candle. So you can see how price came here, mitigated out of this, their sell position, and now they are going up again. All right. So they place these stops every time. Like, who is drawing on my screen, please? Who is drawing on my screen? Who's drawing on my screen, please? Just, can you clean it? All right. So I don't want to confuse you guys with other smart money, like where they actually place, but I just want to show you few. So will that be a sell or a buy if it's played like that? It will be a buy. GBP NZD will be a buy. This candle here, you can see how bullish it's going. Are you seeing? Are you seeing GBP NZD? Are you seeing how bullish that candle is? After taking out this low, what is happening next? What is happening? The candle is just going back up. Remember that there are people that actually placed sell stops and buy stops. Sell stops rather. Like if this candle goes below here, it actually activated some sell stops and what took out lows or people selling, like people buying already at this point. So if this candle closes above this place, it has to close above this place here, like a bullish. I don't want to see a rejection. This candle has to close above this candle that went in the opposite direction. Let's say here, then the candle next comes back like a break and a retest. You see another candle coming down here. Once it closes above here, maybe it might go up and probably come down to this point. The body of this red candle, that is your point of entry for a buy to the top side. All right. So before I move over to the next GBP pair, I want to go to a smaller time frame to show you. All right, there's a question. In case this call just goes off, can you just get back in? Yes, I'll explain with another pair. Can I just let me just go to the 15 minutes time frame? I actually spotted smart money play on the 15 minutes time frame. I actually spotted smart money play on the 15 minutes time frame. Let me show you how I spotted that. Just see. Remember, this thing has to do with practice. A lot of practice. You have to spot these candles. Like, you just have to see these candles. They are everywhere. Like, this is an FU candle for me. Like, this is an FU candle. This candle went up, it closed down. Went up, closed down. So this is an FU candle. Where is the candle that is actually going the opposite direction? Within, you see, most times they don't have to take out lows on highs or that. They just do it within. Like either a small hedge fund or something, they just want to take some people out because there are people already selling here. Like there are people already selling. Like, are you seeing how this guy is dropping? People are already selling. Are you seeing this point here is please, if this call goes off, can you just come back in? Can you see this level here? This level here is just like resistance, like price is just rejecting. There are people selling because of, we can see this move to the downside. The market is dropping. Are you seeing? The market is dropping. So what happened? This candle just went up to the top side. Remember, we're on the 15 minutes time frame. Most times you have to reduce this time frame. If you just see one sharp movement and the next moment you are seeing price going back again, just take your time. Just take your time. Allow the market to calm down because a lot of things are happening. So at this point here, I put a line here. This candle was actually the candle that went to the opposite direction. All right. So this is where I see went back up again. This candle actually closed inside here. So this one closed. I need to see that rejection here. So after all this happened, I started seeing this rejection at this point. This is their mitigation point here. This point here is their mitigation point. I don't jump in immediately. Like, I want to see price action. I want to see that rejection. Because if you had waited for this candle to close and the next one, you just want to put your entry here, what happened? It takes it up here, although it didn't get to this particular place. But you just have to wait to see that rejection at the beginning of that candle that took out this particular level here. So you see, this is my entry point. This was where I entered off. And what happened? Boom, the drop came, right? So how many pips? Draw down 20 pips. How many pips did I get out of this trade? I seen 100. Like minimum 1:5. I seen 20 pips stop loss, or even if you want to place it here. You want to place it here, 30 pips, 40 pips, 40 pips. How many pips? 100 and something. It was still going down and all that. So this is how to spot these guys. Like, they do it every time. Let's go to another pair. Let's go to GBP. Well, let's go to one of the Euro pairs. Let me go to one of the Euro pairs. Euro AUD. There was FU there. That was the last 2 weeks. Euro AUD. So, well, I still do my normal markup. So, like support resistance. I just want to see how price reacts to certain places. But most times, just okay. Euro AUD. All right. So just watch what happened. This is on the what? All right. So we can see one FU here. This is an FU candle, right? It's taking out this highs here. What happened? The candle went up. The next candle closed down. That candle that started that move to the top side, it's not this one. All right. It's actually this particular candle. You can see that bullish candle because it's not actually a rejection. We can see rejections here. Just let me clear up this one. We can see rejections here. We can see rejections here. This is just like a resistance. Then what happened? People are selling because you can see this market is going. You can see the impulsive move down. Definitely, everybody is selling. Like, this is impulsive move. Breakout of this particular range here. Impulsive move to the downside. Flag. Sell, right? Then what happened? People are already selling. This candle came up to this point here, took out this, highs, this place here. People that started selling here took them out. Then what happened? Close below. So this candle that started that move up, this is my point. Yep, and the body. So you see how the market reacted to those points? Are you seeing? Let's say this candle. Are you seeing this candle close below here? So you just wait for this candle to get back to this point here. Now, let's assume you entered from this body here. You had how many pips draw down? You had 12 pips and potential of what? Went down to about 80 something pips. So you can see how these guys manipulate the market. Are you seeing how these guys manipulate the market? Okay, we can actually spot an FU candle here too. FU candle here. Let me just clean up this chart a bit so that I won't confuse you guys. All right, you can see this big candle going to the downside. And what happened? The next candle closed above it. So this is my FU candle again. This is my FU candle from the week. This week is actually long. So this is body. Use the body. This is the body, right? Are you seeing how price reacted to this place? The body and the week. This was actually news. So, but news is just an excuse. What happened? Candle closed above here. Are you seeing? Came to the body. How many pips? 20 pips draw down. Potential 200 and something pips. So you can see how this market moves. Like, this is how I trade now. This is how I trade. Like, I just wait for all these points, these things to happen. I just want to see that move down, up, or up, down. Clears out the high. I just wait for them to come back to mitigate out of that position. Then I follow them. So you see? So guys, you can join this call again. Let's just wrap it up. You can join this call again. Let's just wrap it up. All right? All right. Okay. Can we just get back to the call again? It's about going out. All right. So how do you know to go for buy? Does it work on our time frame? Yes, it works on our time frame. Please check if gold is accumulating right now or not. All right. So just join the call again and I will go through either gold or other pair. All right. Can you just join again? This call is about going off now. Can you just join again? All right. Can you just join again? Let's go through some other pairs. Let's go through some other pairs right now. So, all right. Can you get back to the call? All right.